Hey everybody, this is Ryan from Roll to Hit. On today's episode, this is actually going to be very different. I'm taking a break from the playlist. I want to get you guys caught up, those of you who have been watching the Darkness Over Dragon's Pine series. It's been a long time. I think my last update was last summer, so it's well and truly overdue that I give you guys an update on where the campaign is. It's actually getting ready to end after all of these literally years. So the group ended the last session, summary that I gave you guys. The group was in the middle of wilderness exploration, and guess what? My campaign just morphed into a hex crawl as the group was trying to get back to Waterdeep. The Church of Selune kind of was guiding them back into town, but they had many obstacles on the way, and part of that was intentional. I wanted them to have a lot of experiences where they begin to level up, facing harder and harder creatures, because that's what Selune wanted. She wanted the group to become champions for her cause. That's why she prophesized them in the battle between her and her sister Shar, and sent them out into the wilderness, and now is bringing them back for the final battle. So a lot of things happened. The group, first in their wilderness exploration, kind of went to a fishing village that had been hijacked or taken over by the D&D version of a body snatcher. They managed to get through that encounter. Then they made it to a town called Woodthorpe, where there was a very strange event that would happen in this town. Fog would come kind of creeping around the town, and there was an undead baddie named the Huntsman who would come and torment everyone. Well, they don't know this, but that stovepipe, that flue that was pushing out the fog, which they found inside of a kind of a dungeon outside of the town, is actually connected to the plane of existence where Shar lives. And the big bad guy, or not where Shar lives, but where her minions live, and the plan is, of course, to try to pump enough of this fog into the material plane so that they can begin to more easily move in between the Shadowfell and the material plane. So they discovered this chimney, and it's a preview of what they're going to discover in the next session. I hope they're not watching this, because that'll be a huge spoiler, but those chimneys are connected to the Shadowfell. And so they discovered that, they beat the Huntsman, and then they continued on with some more wilderness adventure. They had to cross this big lake that had the Kelpies. Kelpies were the creatures that attacked them. A lot of other interactions along the way. And now they are finally back in Waterdeep. And the Waterdeep has become more or less a ghost town. They were encountering tons of people leaving town as they were entering. Everybody says it's doom and gloom. They don't know what's going on. This fog is becoming more and more pervasive in Waterdeep, and so they have finally made it back to the Church of Selune. They found that there was no one there. They discovered the secret passageway that led underneath the town, underneath the city, all the way back to the graveyard in Waterdeep there. And lo and behold, the first flue that they discovered, the first chimney, is under a dragon's pine tree. So the darkness under dragon's pine is almost discovered. They, in the next session, will then go and destroy the big baddies, hopefully, or be destroyed in this epic battle. And that will conclude this particular homebrew campaign. Again, I thank everybody for sticking in there. It's been a long road. This is the campaign that kind of took us through COVID. We went from in-person to online and back to in-person. So I'm glad to be able to share this with everybody. If you've been watching, I will do another summary of the final battle, just so that I can really tie a nice little bow around this thing. All right, hope everybody has a great time, great weekend if you're going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons, and we'll talk to you next time. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll pick back up with the rest of developing a player character sheet when we meet again.